You know where most of the suffering you go through in life comes from? It comes from caring too much. You care too much about the other opinions of you, your work, tiny inconvenience that happen throughout your day. If you put too much emphasis on this thing, it will lead to a life full of unhappiness because your RES traps you to focus about your pain and your misery. But the crazy thing is that once you dive deeper and you understand why you care so much, you can control your habitual reaction to almost every situation. And you can develop a mindset that lets almost nothing to phase you. This video is going to be divided into two parts. The first is why you care so much about the negative things that have an impact in your mental health. And on the second part, I will go through over how I learned, or better, how I unlearned to care about everything. And we will combine that with the best lessons I learned from Greek philosophy that will allow you to solidify these lessons. I will advise you to go throughout both sections of the video because this will allow you to have a holistic understanding about why you care and how you can solve it. And will give you a clear direction on where to move from here. Let's go over the first one. Where our obsession about caring comes from. It comes out of these three needs that every human being needs, which is control or certainty/safety over your environment, acceptance for other human beings, and consistency, which means that you need to feel that your environment stays the same throughout time. Let's talk about control. This is why you're obsessed with food, health. This is things that you have to control within your life in order for you to literally stay alive. It's funny, when you feel that you lose control in any of these areas, it signals something within you in order to take action and get back the control. And this can be a real signal that you lose control or a fake one that your brain makes up. We talked about that on the previous video, and this is the reason that we try to control other people's opinions by people pleasing. We talked about that back in the day, I was a people pleaser, and most of us, we start as people pleasers, or we are people pleasers now. And one of the reasons that we do that and we care so much is because our need to control how people perceive us. You need to think about it on an evolutionary perspective. If you feel that you don't have control over your environment, this signals that you are weak and you have a potential of dying. The second one that actually might have the most impact over most people's health is our need for acceptance. You need to understand that there is very little as humans that we can achieve alone. We need a tribe, a system of people around us, from the family, the nucleus, all the way to our friends, our colleagues, and our community that will allow us to create the right environment for us to achieve and move towards a direction. It's programmed within your brain that you have a higher chance of being alive and succeeding if you are accepted by everyone. And this is the key and where the problem starts. The interesting thing is that this is completely outdated at this point. We don't really fight for our lives every single day in order for us to survive. So we don't really need that. And potentially a lot of the times, it's more powerful for us to have a smaller tribe instead of us trying to be likable across our community. And I need to say that this was one of the reasons that I had a very hard time to spend time alone. I want you to think right now, why do you care so much about what others think? At the end of the day, all of us are dying. Literally in the next 100 years, none of us will be here in this earth, which scares me, but at the same time, it's kind of liberating. So why do you spend so much time thinking about how other people perceive you? I keep coming back and I'm thinking about my past. Around 8 years ago, I spent some time trying to get my PhD. And as you know, getting a PhD is very painful. We are talking about 3 to 4 years of pain and misery. And now finally coming back, I realized that I did all that because I wanted to impress my family, my professor, which at that point wasn't even in my life. And also I wanted the society to know that I am a professor and I'm smart. So I was spending all these hours of my day being in so much pain and misery, trying to impress all these professors that I didn't even care in order for me to get a paper that wouldn't give me anything I wanted for my life just because I cared so much about other people's opinions. Let's talk about consistency. Consistency is a funny thing because it's actually the one that supports the other two. The most important part is that we want to feel certainty and acceptance. And consistency is that when I feel certainty, I want to continuously feel certainty without losing that. And when I feel acceptance, again, the same. I want to not see any breaks on the system. Consistency is the alarm that tells you that something is going wrong and you don't have anymore the acceptance or the certainty from your environment. The part that actually opened my eyes from Greek philosophy is a word says panta rhei, which means everything flows, or always everything flows. The core idea is that you cannot step in the same river twice. Not because the river changed, but because I did. The water I touch is already downstream, is completely gone. So reality is something that never holds still. And this is when I start realizing that me trying to hold into moments or friends or people around me, or trying to have certainty of my wealth or my health is actually almost ridiculous, and it creates all this pain and misery within me. It feels that I'm trying to hold as strongly as possible water, but the water keeps seeping out from my hand. So it's almost an impossible task. I need you to understand that you care way too much, and it's going to ruin your life if you continue going that path. I know it's hard to break free from the opinions of people that we love. But the people you love, your girlfriend, your mother, your father, your boyfriend, it's so hard to break away from their opinions because we want to be accepted from them. This is our family. As we were saying, within our biology, we need to make them happy. We want to feel that everything is okay with them. It is just human nature, but you cannot think like that. It is a beautiful thing when your family can accept you, but one day you will realize that the people that are close to you are just people. They are special people to you, and I love them. But their opinions are another thing. If I don't agree with them, I don't agree with them. I still will love them, but I don't agree. I'm not gonna let it sink into my mind and let it destroy my psychology and how I think. How many times you made a decision that didn't truly make you happy, but you did it for other people's opinion because you care about them? You need to understand that always somebody is going to have something to say. Somebody is always going to judge you. If you're broke, people will judge you. If you're rich, people will judge you even harder. You need to understand that some people are so insecure, and this is your moment, this is your calling for you to think about yourself and stop caring so much about what people think. We are so crazy as human beings that we don't only care about what people think, but we care what we think that what people think. Sometimes people don't even tell you what they think, but you predict what they will think or what they think. And you are changing your behavior based on the theoretical belief of what they are thinking about you and your actions. Let that sink in. Write that down. It's weird. You need to understand that this is your calling to not take things so personal. You are fighting here with your ego. Your ego wants to keep you safe and wants to keep you to feel that you are a god and you are perfect. But you caring too much and you caring to keep your ego intact actually makes you weak. For me, my journey of not caring about started with Stoicism. I started reading that when I was around 22-year-old. And I remember it blew my mind when they were explaining the basics that the only thing that we can control is ourselves and our state and how we perceive information. And we cannot control others. This is the moment I realized that me being a people pleaser and try to control opinions of others was a complete waste of my time and my energy. But I also realized that the way for me to follow a Stoic lifestyle is when I don't care about the opinion of others. I want you to take a step back, breathe. I want you to deeply think, what is the choices of your life you made that weren't your choices, but they were impacted by the opinion of others, and most important, by you caring about how others will perceive. I want you to write down in the comments what you care about the most, and I will focus on helping you on how to reframe and how to fix that. It was really fun making this video with you, and I feel very connected to your mission. I understand what it means to care, and I know that you can solve that, and this video is your first step to do that. For the love of God, subscribe, like, and comment on this video to help me with the stupid algorithm, because it's brutal out there. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.